Hello everyone, welcome back in my video. In this video, I would like to present about divide and conquer, greedy algorithm, dynamic programming, graph algorithms, and MP completeness. Okay, the first one is the divide and conquer or DNC. It's a problem-solving paradigm that breaks a large problem into smaller parts, solves them independently, and then combines their result. Okay. This is how DNC is working. There are three steps. The first is divide. We split the problem into smaller subproblems. Then conquer. Solve each subproblem until we get a solution. And after we got the solution from each subproblems, the last step is combine. Merge the solution of the subproblems into the final result. This is the clear example of DNC is in merge sort. Yeah, this is the problem. Yeah, the step is same, divide and then conquer or solve each subproblems, and the last steps we merge each subproblems into the final result here. We can use DNC when the problem can be split into smaller independent parts. Subproblems have the same structure. The combination of solutions is efficient or manageable. Advantages are breaks complex problems into manageable parts, supports parallel computation, often improves asymptotic performance, elegant and widely applicable. Disadvantages are recursion overhead, combining solutions may be expensive, and not suitable for problems that cannot be decomposed. Okay, greedy algorithm. A greedy algorithm is like making the best choice at every step without thinking about future consequences. We hope that these short-term good decisions lead to the best final result. So I will make it clear. Look at this picture. Okay, here for example we want to get a large number. Of course, between 3 and 12 we will choose 12 because 12 larger than 3. And then we will do the same step until there is no child anymore, so we will get 9 as the large number or as the solution, but here we missed because the actual large number is 99. And we can conclude that greedy algorithm is not always give us the optimal solution. It depends on the problem's characteristic. Okay. This is another example of greedy algorithm. For example, here we want to reach 20,000 rupiah from this currency. And greedy algorithm will work with choose the large number. So we'll choose 10k at the first, and then 5k, and 2k twice, and 1k. And this is the combination of greedy to reach 20,000 rupiah. But yeah, we don't check all combinations. We just choose the most valuable money now. Because actually, if we want to reach 20,000 rupiah, it's not only using this combination. We can also use another combinations. For example, like 5k 4 times, right? Okay. This is the key principles of greedy. Greedy choose always pick the best current option. And the remaining problem still has the same structure, no backtracking. It means once a step is taken, we do not undo that decision. And the last is fast and simple, fewer calculations than dynamic programming. The advantages are fast, simple logic, works perfectly for certain problems, and for disadvantage is not always optimal for every problem. It depends on the characteristics. Okay, dynamic programming is a technique for solving problems by breaking a problem into smaller subproblems and storing the results of the subproblems to avoid redundant calculations. Now, this is the characteristics of DP. The first is optimal substructure. It means the optimal solution can be formed from optimal solutions of the subproblems. Okay, for example, here we want to get optimal solution of f5. So it can be formed from F4 and F3 because F4 and F3 are sub-problems of F5. Okay, and the second characteristic is overlapping sub-problems. The same sub-problems appear repeatedly. Yeah, you can see here F3 appear twice, F2 appear 3 times, appear repeatedly, right? Okay, so why do we need DP? Like I said before, to avoid redundant calculation that cause the running time to grow exponentially. The implementation of DP, for example, in recursive Fibonacci. Before we implement DP, the time complexity is O to the power of n. But after we implement DP, the time complexity becomes O and Y because DP just computes each subproblem once and store it. So there is no repeated calculation like this. And we can use DP when overlapping subproblem, optimal substructure, a decision to optimize, count the number of ways, and determine possibility. Okay, graph algorithm is a collection of algorithms designed to solve problems that can be modeled using graph. I think you already familiar with graph, right? Yeah, graph is formally defined as G equal to VE, where V is vertex or nodes, a set of points, and then A is H, a set of connections between vertex or nodes. Yeah. There are many types of graph. Yeah, here you can see there is directed graph, undirected graph, and so on. I'll skip this one. Okay, we can also represent the graph using adjacency matrix or adjacency list. I'll skip this one as well. Okay, graph transversal. I'll just explain about BFS and DFS here. Breadth first search or BFS explore level by level, guaranteeing shortest path in terms of step. Okay, this is the point, yeah. Explore level by level. For example, in this picture, look at the picture. BFS, if we start from 0 and we go to 1, 1 is in the layer 1 or level 1. So we have to finish the layer 1 first. It means we have to go to all of the nodes in layer 1 and then there is no nodes anymore. We can move on to the next level. Okay, now this is the characteristics of BFS and the applications. Use Q and the application is like in broadcasting, yeah, you can read here. Okay, for the time complexity is OV plus E. Okay, depth first search or DFS explores as deep as possible before backtracking, useful for exploring all possible routes. Okay, DFS means we go deeper. So it means if you can see, if we start from 0, right? 0 has 3 childs and we go to 1 first, and 1 has child as well, so we have to finish it first. You can see how the FS is working in this area. Okay, the key characteristic, use recursion and the application in cycle detection, maze, and puzzle solving. And for the time complexity is same like before, of V plus E. Okay, NP completeness. Actually, problem has their classes, epic class and P class and NP class. And NP class divide into 2 classes, NP complete and NP has. So what is P class? P class is problems are easy to solve, and P class is problems are hard to solve but easy to verify. I'll just explain about NP complete. NP complete is hardest problem that are still easy to verify. The example of NP complete is traveling salesman problem, TSP, because a salesman must visit each city once, return home and use the shortest route. To find the shortest route, it becomes hard, very hard, because the number of possible routes equal to n factorial. What does it mean? So yeah, if the cities are 10, so the routes is 10 factorial or 3.6 million. That's many a number of possible routes makes the SP becomes an example of NP-complete problem. Okay, here conclusion. Divide and conquer splits a problem into smaller independent subproblems. Example, merge sort, quick sort, binary search. Greedy equal best choice at every step, fast but doesn't always give global optimum. DP or dynamic programming is optimization by remembering subproblem result used when overlapping subproblems and optimal substructure. BFS explore level by level, guaranteeing shortest path in terms of steps. DFS explores as deep as possible before backtracking, useful for exploring all possible routes. P-class is some problems are easy to solve, and P-class is some problems are hard to solve but easy to check or verify. And the hardest of them are NP-complete. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.